You walk into a quiet room, and there they are. Your cat, sitting perfectly still, watching you with those mesmerizing, intelligent eyes. And in that moment, a wave of pure affection washes over you. So you do what any loving human would do. You meet their gaze. You soften your expression. You stare lovingly into those beautiful pools of green or gold, and you feel that deep, unspoken connection. But that connection you feel, your cat feels the exact opposite. To them, in their ancient, hardwired brain, that loving gaze is not a sign of affection. It is a predator's stare. It is, in their silent and powerful language, a direct and unnerving threat. And it's just one of 5 things you might be doing every single day, completely by accident, that is slowly, quietly eroding their trust in you. You do it out of love. They experience it as fear. And this single, daily misunderstanding is the source of so much anxiety you might not even see. By the end of this video, you will know the one daily habit that proves to your cat, beyond any doubt, that you are a safe and trusted family member. But first, you need to understand the fundamental feline concept of threat assessment. Because without it, your cat will never fully trust you, and you will keep missing the critical signals they send you every single day. And that stare you think is so loving? It might be the very reason your cat suddenly gets up and leaves the room, and you're left sitting there, heartbroken, wondering what on earth you did wrong. The guilt you feel in that moment is real, but it is not your fault. You are speaking human. Your cat is speaking feline. And the two languages are, in some ways, polar opposites. We are primates. For us, direct, sustained eye contact is a sign of intimacy, honesty, and connection. We do it on first dates. We do it when we comfort a friend. We do it to show our children we are listening. For a cat, an animal that is both a solitary hunter and a vulnerable prey species, an unbroken stare from another creature means only one of 2 things. I am about to attack you, or I am deciding if I should attack you. There is no third option in their survival-driven mind. Every time you hold their gaze, their internal threat assessment system lights up. Their cortisol levels may rise. Their heart rate may quicken. They are forced to make a choice: flee or prepare for a conflict that never comes. You might think that your cat purring on your lap means they are perfectly content. But for many cats, purring is also a self-soothing mechanism, a desperate signal they can use when they are in pain or feel deeply stressed. They could be on your lap, purring from anxiety caused by the very way you are looking at them, and you would misread it as a moment of perfect harmony. This is the tragic gap in communication we are here to close. You see a loving pet. They see a benevolent but confusing and sometimes frightening giant who doesn't speak their language. Think about the last time your cat seemed to ignore you. You called their name and they didn't even twitch an ear. It feels like a deliberate snub, a tiny act of feline defiance. But what if it wasn't defiance at all? What if, after countless moments of miscommunication, of threatening stares and unwanted physical contact, they've simply learned that responding to you leads to more confusion? You might think a quiet, unresponsive cat is just being independent. The truth is, a cat's silence can be a sign that they have given up trying to communicate with you entirely. They have decided it is safer to be invisible. And that is a silent tragedy happening in millions of homes. But it does not have to happen in yours, because we are about to give you the first key to translation, the first step to relieving that guilt and rebuilding that sacred trust, one slow, deliberate blink at a time. If your heart sank when you heard that, it means you are exactly the kind of person who needs to hear this guide. The guilt you might feel right now is not a sign of failure. It is proof of your love. You are not a bad owner for staring lovingly at your cat. You are a human owner. We are primates. For millions of years, our survival and social bonding have depended on looking directly into the eyes of our family, our tribe. It is how we communicate trust, empathy, and connection. It is so deeply wired into our own psychology that not doing it feels cold, distant, and wrong. You are simply speaking your own native language, a language of love. The problem is, your cat speaks an entirely different one written over millennia of solitary survival, where a direct stare from a stranger meant only one of two things: you are my rival, or you are my prey. This is not a mistake you need to carry. It is a translation error between two species who have decided, against all evolutionary odds, to share a home and a heart. And the beautiful thing is, your cat has likely forgiven you for this misunderstanding 1,000 times over. They are masters of reading intention beyond a single signal. But imagine the depth of the bond you could build if you stopped making them forgive you and started speaking their language directly. Science has given us the Rosetta Stone for this. Researchers have extensively documented what is known as the slow blink response in felines. It is the antithesis of the hard, predatory stare. It is a deliberate, slow closing and opening of the eyes, a signal so powerful it is often called a cat kiss. By doing this, a cat is communicating that it feels so safe in your presence, it is willing to briefly break eye contact, to be vulnerable, to show you that it has no aggressive intent. It is the ultimate sign of peace and trust. And here is where you will feel a sense of pride, because you are likely already doing something perfectly right without even realizing it. You know that high-pitched, gentle, almost musical voice you use when you talk to your cat? The one you might feel a little silly using in front of other people? You are actually speaking a dialect of their native language more fluently than you know. Your cat does not understand the words, "who's a good boy," or "I love you so much." But it perfectly understands the high frequency, the soft cadence, the gentle tone. These sounds are remarkably similar to the chirps and trills a mother cat uses with her kittens. It is a sound that is hardwired into their brain to mean safety, comfort, and care. It bypasses their analytical mind and speaks directly to their emotional core. You have been reassuring them in a language they have understood since birth. Do you see the pattern here? A hard, silent stare is a threat. A soft, high-pitched sound is a comfort. Understanding this fundamental difference is the absolute key to unlocking their secret world. It's the foundation upon which everything else is built. Remember the one daily habit I mentioned at the beginning? The one that proves to your cat, beyond any doubt, that you are a safe and trusted family member. We are almost there, but you need to understand this mechanism of threat versus comfort first. Otherwise, the secret I'm about to share is just a physical action without any meaning. When you understand this, it becomes a true conversation. Now that you know the basic grammar of their language, we need to take the next step. We need to stop thinking like a human who owns a cat and start feeling like a cat who lives with a human. Imagine this from your cat's perspective. The world is calm. The air smells of home, of sunlight on the floorboards, and of you, their person, their safe place. They feel a deep, instinctual urge welling up inside them. It's a need to connect, to reinforce the sacred bond of the colony. They walk over to you, not just for a pet, but to perform a vital ritual. They intend to rub their cheek against your leg, to press the scent glands just above their eyes and near their mouth onto your skin. This is not a casual nuzzle. This is an act of profound significance. They're depositing their unique pheromones, their very essence onto you. They are saying in the oldest language they know, underscore, underscore, quote, underscore, for, underscore, underscore. But just as they are about to complete this crucial, calming act of social bonding, a shadow falls over them. Two giant hands, loving but sudden, descend from the sky. In an instant, the solid ground beneath their paws vanishes. They are airborne. Their body, a perfect machine of balance and control, is suddenly weightless, suspended, and utterly powerless. Their legs dangle, searching for a foothold that isn't there. Their entire world has been turned upside down without their consent. There is no malice in your action. There is only love. But in their mind, in their ancient, hardwired brain, there is only one word for this: captured. For a fleeting second, a deep, instinctual panic floods their system. They are trapped. This is the internal world your cat can experience during a forced cuddle. It's not that they don't love you, they do, immensely, but their trust is built on a foundation of choice and control. When we remove that, even with the best intentions, we create a moment of deep confusion. You think you are offering a hug. They experience a gentle abduction. This isn't to make you feel guilty, it's to give you the key. Remember that one daily habit I promised you at the beginning? The one that proves to your cat beyond all doubt that you are a safe and trusted family member. We are getting so close to it, but you have to understand this feeling of powerlessness from your cat's point of view first, because if you don't, the signals we're about to decode will just seem like random quirks, not the vital life or death messages they truly are. Understanding their need for control is the prerequisite. If this shift in perspective is helping you see your cat in a new light, help another owner do the same. We are building a community of people who refuse to guess, who choose to understand. If you want to understand the one sound your cat makes that is never, ever what you think it is, make sure you are subscribed, because that is exactly what the next video covers. Every subscription helps this knowledge find a home where it's needed most. Now, a question for you. Does your cat do the wiggle butt right before it pounces on a toy? That little shimmy they do just before they launch? Drop it in the comments right now, because what it actually means is going to surprise you. I read every single one. This empathy, this willingness to see the world through their eyes, is the Rosetta Stone for their language. Now that you can feel what they feel, you are ready. Let's translate the silent signals your cat is sending you right now. First, the signal you see every single day but almost certainly misinterpret. The tail quiver. Imagine you have just walked in the door. Your cat comes to greet you, their tail held straight up like a flagpole. But the very tip of it is vibrating, quivering with an intense, almost electric energy. Your human brain, trained to see rapid movement as agitation or anxiety, might interpret this as a sign of annoyance. You might hesitate, wondering if they are upset you were gone for so long. You might think you need to appease them. This is a classic translation error. That quiver is not anxiety. It is the purest expression of feline joy and excitement. It is their version of a human jumping up and down, unable to contain their happiness that you, their favorite person in the entire world, have returned. It is a concentrated burst of affection. The correct response is not to back away, but to lean into their joy. Speak to them in that soft, high-pitched voice they understand so well. Offer them the back of your hand to sniff and greet. You are acknowledging their happiness and returning it in a language they can process. You are meeting their emotional energy, not misreading it as a warning. Second, an act that feels like a simple request but is actually a profound declaration. The head bunt. This is not the gentle nuzzle. This is the firm, deliberate press of their forehead or cheek against your leg, your arm, or even your face. It can feel surprisingly forceful. You might think they are just being demanding, a bit pushy, asking for pets in no uncertain terms. But what is truly happening is far more significant. Your cat's face is covered in scent glands that produce unique pheromones, their chemical signature. When they bunt you, they are performing an act of what animal behaviorists call allomarking. They are intentionally depositing their scent on you, marking you as a member of their inner circle, their colony. They are saying, "You are mine. You smell like me. We are family." It is a deeply instinctual act of social bonding and ownership. It is one of the highest compliments a cat can bestow. The correct response is not just to pet them, but to first allow the act to be completed. Brace yourself gently, remain still, and let them rub their scent all over you. Let them claim you. By doing so, you are accepting their gesture of deep affiliation and reinforcing the shared scent of your tiny two-species family. Third, the explosion of energy that happens at the strangest time. The post-meal zoomies. Your cat has just finished their breakfast or dinner. They take a moment, and then, suddenly, they bolt. They tear through the house, up and down the stairs, skittering on the floors, a furry blur of chaotic energy. It seems bizarre, random, maybe even a little crazy. You might worry they have too much pent-up energy, or that something is wrong. The truth is, this is a sign that everything is very, very right. In the wild, a cat expends enormous energy to hunt and secure a meal. That meal then replenishes that energy. Your domestic cat doesn't have to hunt, but the instinct is still there. That burst of manic energy is the joyful, instinctual release of the energy they would have used for the hunt. It is a victory lap. It is a celebration of being well-fed, safe, and content. It is a physical expression of a happy, satisfied predator. The correct response is simply to watch and enjoy the show. You are witnessing pure, unadulterated feline contentment. You are seeing proof that you are an excellent provider. Fourth, and this is the one that causes the most confusion, the most accidental betrayal. Exposing the belly. Your cat is relaxed, and they roll over onto their back, exposing that soft, vulnerable stomach. It looks like the ultimate invitation. Your primate brain screams, "It's a trap of love! Rub the belly!" You reach down with loving intent and are met with a fistful of claws and teeth as they grab your hand and kick furiously. You feel hurt, rejected. They feel betrayed. That exposed belly is not an invitation for a belly rub. It is the ultimate gesture of trust. Your cat's abdomen contains all of their vital organs with very little to protect them. By showing you their belly, they are saying, "I trust you so much that I am willing to expose my most defenseless area to you. I know you will not harm me." It is a sacred, silent test. And when you reach down and touch it, you violate that trust, triggering a powerful, hardwired defensive reflex to protect their organs from a perceived attack. The correct trust-building response is to not touch. Simply look at them, acknowledge the gesture with your soft voice, and give them a slow blink. You are honoring their vulnerability. You are passing their test. And now, with this new understanding, you are ready for the final piece. The one daily habit I promised you at the beginning. The simplest, most powerful signal you can ever send. The single most powerful habit you can adopt, the one I promised you at the beginning of our journey together, is not a special toy. It is not an expensive treat. It is a conversation held in complete silence. It is the slow blink greeting. Every single time you walk into a room and your eyes meet your cat's, before you speak, before you move towards them, you have a choice. You can be a primate, offering a hard, direct, loving stare that their ancient brain decodes as a threat. Or you can choose to speak their language. You soften your gaze, you relax the muscles around your eyes, and you slowly, deliberately close your eyes for a full 2 seconds. And then, just as slowly, you open them again. In that tiny 2-second gesture, you have communicated more than 1,000 words ever could. You have just broken your predatory gaze. In the silent, unspoken language of felines, this is the equivalent of a warm, non-threatening smile. It is the ultimate sign of peace. You are communicating with perfect clarity, ___quote__5___. This single simple action completely short-circuits their instinctual threat assessment. It bypasses their fear and defensiveness, and it activates what scientists call their affiliative response system, the part of their brain reserved for family, for colony members, for those they feel safest with. And the most magical part? When you do this consistently, they will begin to do it back. You will see them across the room soften their own gaze and slowly, lovingly, blink back at you. That is not a reflex. That is a response. That is a conversation. You have just told them you love them in a way they can finally, completely understand. You are no longer just an owner, a provider of food and shelter. By doing this, you have moved from being the confusing, well-intentioned giant in their home to being a true, trusted member of your cat's colony. You have learned the secret handshake. You are now in the small, elite percentage of people who do not just love their cat, but who speak their language fluently. Think of all the owners who go their entire lives never knowing this, misreading the signals, creating tiny moments of stress without ever meaning to. You are not one of them. Not anymore. You have been given the key to a deeper bond, one built not on assumptions, but on mutual respect and understanding. You are their safe space. You are the one they can finally relax with, knowing they have been seen and heard in the only way that matters to them. What does your cat do that you always misunderstood until now? Was it the head bunt you thought was just for pets? The exposed belly you thought was an invitation? Share your story in the comments below. Your revelation could help someone else finally understand their own cat. They're not just living in your world anymore. You're finally living in theirs.